Yeah, so the very first thing that I would want to do is to have a recap of our syllabus. Our syllabus. If you remember, we have our syllabus that I shared with you yesterday here, which I still believe you guys have it in your WhatsApp group. I can share again, no worries. Okay. So remember what I want us to do right now is advanced financial reporting. Specifically, now I will not read the entire syllabus. No, we did that introduction yesterday. So today, I'm only going to zero in what I shall be doing in this particular class as we wait for other students to arrive. Of course, you know, RCM from next week, AFR, we normally have over 200 students. They are combined morning and evening. We are looking at 400 students. Right now, you are about 100. So most of your colleagues will be coming in next week. So as they come, we need to be doing something. All right? We need to be doing something. So then today's session is going to be an easy session, and we're going to look at the various theories underpinning this subject. And I'll be looking at topic number 6 for those who write notes. We're looking at topic number 6, other reports and emerging issues in financial reporting. And specifically for this lesson, I'll be looking at management commentary, that's management discussions and analysis. I will be looking at sustainability reporting, and I'll be looking at what we call integrated reporting. We finish those three within an hour, then our class should be able to come to an end. Those three areas. So which are these three areas? Number one, we have what we are calling management commentary, management discussions and analysis. Number two, we have sustainability reporting. And then number three, we have what we call integrated reporting. Those three areas only. Ladies and gentlemen, we must take theories very, very seriously. Yeah, I will be able to share, yeah. So I'll come here. First of all, I share the syllabus. So first of all, I'll share the syllabus. Remember, work with the reviewed syllabus. The June 2024 syllabus, don't work with the very old one, eh? The one that I've shared here is the most recent syllabus from CASNEB. All right. All right. Now, so I would want us to start right away by looking at this management commentary. And before I introduce management commentary to yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us to look at East African Breweries integrated report. East African Breweries integrated report. Please give me feedback. Are you able to see my EABL on the screen? No, like last semester, AFR theories were 40%. 40%. Any student who went to AFR thinking that it's all about number crunching, they never performed very well. If you want to get this subject, passing this subject very, very easily, ensure that you understand the theories. The theories, they're very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever we talk about an integrated report, integration stands for what here? Summation. Summation. You've been able to put your reports together. Remember, initially, we just used to publish financial statements. We used to publish an income statement. We used to publish a statement of financial position. We used to publish cash flow statement. We used to publish statement of changes in equity, and then we do notes to the accounts. Just financial statements, 5 of them, 5 sections. But in this case here, given what is happening to do with this sustainability, environmental issues, the people pillar, I mean, the International Accounting Board, Standards Board, International Accounting Standards Board, IASB, sat down and said, no, it's important that whenever these companies are presenting their financial information, they must also do what we call an inclusive report, a report that takes care of many stakeholders. For an organization to exist, an organization like, for example, RCM, for us to operate, we don't operate in a vacuum. And we don't operate simply because of the shareholders alone. Shareholders are just but one component of the various stakeholders that we have. So, for example, for us to exist, there must be students who are paying fees. For us to exist, there must be some surrounding community. For us to exist, there must be lecturers who are willing, in this case, to come and do what you teach. So then they came and said, there is no way, when you do, for example, just financial statement reporting, just financial reports, you're only looking at one stakeholder, who is the shareholder. So they wanted this broad-based reporting. And the broad-based reporting now is the one that has got what we call the triple bottom line. Triple bottom line. So triple bottom line, we also call these the 3 Ps. We also call these the 3 Ps. By the way, from your end, you can ask Zoom to do minutes for you. You can ask Zoom to give you notes. There is a place there where you go and say that I want notes. So that by the time we finish the class like this, you get notes on your email, especially if you came, I don't know how they send, but there is a way you can prompt. Instead of you writing very fast, all right, there is a way you can prompt Zoom for Zoom to give you notes after the class. After the class. Is there somebody who knows that trick? Is there somebody who knows that trick? Let me just check. Yeah, the AI companion. The AI companion. If you're able to see the AI companion, all right. So you can say in this case here, AI companion, you'll be able to see something there. Yeah. Was my name mentioned? What topics have been discovered? Discuss, are there any actions? Write a message or something. There's a place there for AI companion. Very, very important, which will be able to give us notes at the end of the session. All right. Nobody has been able to discover, because by now would have gotten like a prompt to allow you, but we shall overcome. For today, you have to write your own notes, albeit at a higher speed then. So triple bottom line, we are talking of the 3 Ps. The first P is profit. The first P is profit. Yeah, enable. So the first P is what here is profit. But hey, we can't survive without profits. If we don't have profits, 3 Ps. So we have here the first P is profit. The second P is what here? Planet. The third P is what we call people. So you need to do a report on profit. So the profits angle is when you discuss the 5 types of reports. The income statement, statement of financial position. We have the group cash flows, for example. We have the statement of changes in equity. We have, for example, the notes to the accounts. That is all about what are the financials. The financials. All right. That's what we call the profits angle. On top of that, we need notes regarding the planet. So when we talk about planet, what do we mean? Ladies and gentlemen, planet is another term for what here? For the environment. For the environment. We would want to hear, what have you done for the environment? Like if you read Equity Bank's annual reports, you will see them saying that they planted a lot of trees. Yeah, they speak about over 1 million trees, and they're able to designate and tell us that this number went to Karura Forest, this number went to this other forest, like that. We must do something for the environment, and it doesn't stop there. We must show the whole world that we are quite sensitive to the environment. For example, do we have this concept of refuse? Refuse. We have reuse. Yeah, reuse. Those things recycle. Do we have them? Do we have a policy? For example, if I'm going to a supermarket and then the supermarket people tell me that we would want you to buy a carrier bag, or can we even give you a carrier bag? If, for example, I came to this supermarket with my vehicle, why should I And depending on what I'm going home with, I'll simply tell them, if it's a loaf of bread, just give me my bread. I walk around with it. I don't need any packaging. So I should be at a portion of refusing. If, for example, you are a seriously a caring company on matters of environment, and you're doing, for example, photocopying at the workplace, and you've been able to do photocopying, for example, on one side of the paper, you don't throw that paper before making use of this other side later on. So we must be able to recycle papers, because we know that papers, when you consume papers, we are basically doing what here? We are basically degrading the environment. All right. We must be able to recycle water. I mean, you'll realize that these modern buildings, what they call the green buildings, there is some amount of water that will simply go to some kind of some pit, special pit. It's cleaned up, and then this water finds its way either back to the building, or, for example, they use it for their grass, watering grass outside there, the landscaping. This thing of just using water once and then it gets its way to the drainage is very, very bad. We're not being very good to the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, serious companies must always talk about the ozone layer. Ozone layer. Serious companies must always talk about the ozone layer. Ozone layer. I mean, ozone layer is all about global warming. Global warming. What is it that we are doing to ensure that we work against effects of this greenhouse? All right, greenhouse energies here. All right, global, as this global becomes warmer and warmer, chances are our business models will not be sustainable. So, like, for example, at RCM, when we teach, like right now, how many students do I have online? 64 students. These students mark you. Were it not for these online classes, these students would have driven their vehicles all the way to town looking for our physical classes. All right. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we are saying that RCM is so good in terms of prevention of CO2 emissions, CO2 emissions to the environment, carbon dioxide. All right. Because right now you are able to study from wherever you are. I mean, were it not for this class, all of you would be driving. There is combustion of fuel, fossil fuels. They are not very good. All right. So whenever we talk about planet, those are the kind of things I would expect you to be seeing in the report. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have people. Remember, we spoke of 3 Ps. Give us your profits. Your profits are doing up there. You're doing very well, yes. But I mean, you could do very well because you're sacrificing so many things. You are eating up your environment today. And this environment will be eating you up in the near future. All right. So, for example, the profits you made, so much profits you made, you stole from your employees, the people perspective. All right. So under people, you must, in this case here, for example, tell us how good are you in terms of paying your employee salary? Are you taking them to trainings? Are you looking after their pension? All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, GK. That company should not only concentrate on profitability. Profitability should never be your only king. All right. Now there are 3 pillars. We have profit, we have in this case here people, and then we have the planet, the environment on this side here. So then when we talk of people, we are basically looking at a situation where you are so keen on this corporate social responsibility as well. Because people, we are also looking at the surrounding community. The surrounding community. We're looking at the surrounding community. What is it that you are doing for the surrounding community? Have you built schools for them? Have you built schools for them? Schools for them. In this case here, do you have a borehole project for these people? Because if you're not careful, if you look at, for example, the other day in Lodwar, Turkana County, we were able to discover good amounts of oil. But among the many mistakes that Tullow Oil did, such that they were not able to really bring the entire project to fruition, these guys disregarded the surrounding community. We could see members of Turkana, in this case here, for example, picketing. Yeah, there is a time, for example, they were able to sit on the road and they said, you cannot transport any fuel from Turkana. All right. I'm so sure if Tullow Oil took what I'm exactly discussing about here, for example, you know that Turkana is quite a dry land. So as they were sinking, in this case here, there are oil wells, they should also have been sinking boreholes for the surrounding community. All right. Employing, are you able to employ the surrounding community members here? So employment opportunities, employment opportunities, employment opportunities for for the community. I mean, don't tell us that now we have to bring people from China or from wherever simply because these people haven't gone to school. You guys have a budget to even train these local people. Because if you don't do partnership, proper partnership with these local people, your project may not be able to go very, very far. So to get us started, ladies and gentlemen, I happen to be having a report from breweries, which I would want us to go through pretty fast before I introduce my today's topic here. And as I've told you, AFR, 40%, I'll be able to show you 40% will be theory, always. So we have this is integrated report and financial statements from EABL, East African Breweries Limited. East African Breweries Limited, you can see their tagline, celebrating life, brewing good today for a sustainable tomorrow. So they don't want to eat their tomorrow today, no. Yeah, and then you can see how they are presenting everything, ladies and gentlemen, here. There is the element of the planet, sustainability, and then we have people. The only thing they're not showing us here is the profit. Perhaps in this case here, their profits are in their products that we have here. Remember now they are in Tanzania, Serengeti. All right. Uganda, they sell Bell. And then of course, we know in Kenya, we have Guinness, Tusker, etc. Right? They've also gone into spirits. And I'm not here to market them. I just want you to see how these people are innovative. All right. So you can see they have the Johnny Walker Black Label, they have the Singleton. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. When you come here, you'll see 100 years old, 100 years old. Very good statement. Since 1922. And then they have Tusker there, which is one of their flagship products. So about this report, the integrated report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023 provides a comprehensive overview of EABL business model. It encompasses information regarding our company strategy, governance, material risks, approach to operating responsibly, and financial and non-financial performance. So remember, integrated report is not about just financial. It has both quantitative, the numbers, and the qualitatives. Qualitatives are what we are calling here the non-financial. The objective is to deliver a cohesive and inclusive report to our current and potential investors that reflects really who we are, how the company creates value for all its stakeholders. The framework, materiality, I don't want to go into that. Assurance, their auditors are PwC. How I wish in the near future, you shall be able to see that their auditors here are ourselves, Aura and the company, because I run an audit firm by the name Aura and Company. So very soon also we should be able to get ourselves there. Now look at the table of contents. So we have our business. We have, this is what I would want to start with today, our performance. Our performance is purely a section for management discussions. So when you talk of management discussions and analysis, we are looking at this section where we are talking about our performance. How do we perform? And in terms of management discussions, it's not every manager will be able to give a statement. we strictly want the chairman of the board must speak. The CEO of the board the CEO of the company must speak. And then the chief finance officer, who are now yourselves, will also have a whole page. So then if I go to page number 26, page number 26, we have the group chairman's statement. So the group chairman is still Martin Oduor, who is now the chancellor of KCA University. This guy is a brilliant guy. He sits in so many boards. Whenever he goes to any company, that company must improve. I don't know whether it's luck or he really believes in ethics. I mean, he's a great worker. He's good in service. So look at what he's stating about EABL in the year 2023. I'll just read it very fast. You don't have to understand like everything. I just want to read it very fast because you can't be asked directly. So it will normally be just a one-pager discussion. So allow me to read this pretty fast. So we are told here by the chairman, Martin Oduor, it gives me great pleasure to share with you the strides our company made in the fiscal year 2023. Despite operating in an increasingly tough macroeconomic environment, coupled with geopolitical disruptions, which disproportionately raised our costs and depressed consumer spending, the group remained resilient and delivered a respectable performance. Multiple excise tax increases in the course of the financial year continue to have a lagging effect on consumer spending, because when consumers are overtaxed, then they will start looking at drinking beer as a luxury. All right, they can even go for cheaper brews or ratinas. All right, effect on consumer spending, leading to slower offtake of our products. Amid these challenges, when you become a chairman, you need to be giving the stakeholders this kind of assurances. But amid these challenges, we're able to pull through. We maintained our strategic focus and agility on delivering value to our consumers and all our stakeholders through executional excellence and operational efficiency. Regional operating environment. As mentioned above, in the last fiscal year, the business navigated an increasingly complex operating landscape characterized by a host of macroeconomic headwinds. The regional economic slowdown and inflationary pressure not only impacted consumers' disposable income, but also significantly increased the cost of doing business at EABL. Additionally, local currency depreciation, this was that time when a dollar was going for about 150 Kenya shillings. Yeah, the Kenya shilling had really depreciated. Additionally, local currency depreciation, higher taxes and rising interest rates, mainly in Kenya, further impacted our business performance. During the year, we witnessed volume contraction as consumers adjusted their purchasing behavior due to reduced disposable income. The economic recession has also led to a resurgence in illicit trade as some consumers move to cheaper and regulated products, supporting our community. Please listen to this language. Now, this is an exam area. This is an examination area, supporting our community. The environmental, social, and governance ESG plan to promote positive drinking. Yeah, that's very good for the environment, very good for people. We don't want people who are really drunkards outside here. I mean, responsible drinking. You champion that. Champion inclusion and diversity, and a pioneer grain to glass sustainability continued apace with significant investments behind strategic sustainability initiatives across East Africa. We're involved in various water and sanitation projects to improve water access and sanitation in communities. We have implemented projects through building and renovating water sources, constructing toilets, and promoting proper water management practices. I mean, they can't get better than that. We have invested in education and skills development programs to empower individuals and enhance their employability. We provide scholarships, grants, and vocational training opportunities to support education at various levels. Our 10-year action plan, the Society 2030 Spirit of Progress, meant to help create a more inclusive and sustainable world, is built on the legacy of our founders to create a positive impact in our company, with our communities, and for society. This is how we will continue to celebrate life every day, everywhere. We have set targets to increase women representation and participation in 2 key areas. You can see now they're trying to touch the soft part of the company, all right? Because anybody outside here hearing that you are having, for example, a board or management that is inclusive. I mean, you're looking at women, you're looking at what here, people with disabilities. I mean, you'll be able to get so many people who would want to do business with you. All right. So promoting inclusion and diversity across the value chain amongst our partners, suppliers, and communities, and also reflecting inclusion and diversity through our brands and employer brand. So from there, you come and now talk about the numbers. The board of directors has recommended a final dividend of Kenya shillings 1.75 per share, bringing the total dividend for the year to 5.5 per share. Remember, there must have been an interim. Looking ahead, despite the operating environment headwinds, the board affirms its confidence in our strategy and our commitment to delivering sustainable growth. As a company, we'll continue to serve our consumers with focus on commercial execution excellence, to invest behind our strong brands and manage costs and investments effectively. We remain deeply committed to environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and the governance practices that align with our values and guarantee long-term sustainability. Board changes, I don't think this is really, really important. I take this opportunity on behalf of board to recognize and celebrate our employees, customers, consumers, suppliers, partners, agencies, and governments in the respective countries where we operate in. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to introduce now this. I would want to take this opportunity to introduce something very, very important to you here. This is one of the books that I'll be using all through, which I'll be able to share with you. It's an ACCA book. It's an ACCA book. It's an ACCA book. I'll be sharing it here just in a moment. Just in a moment. Please, if you're our student at RCM, you must work with these pocket notes. We call it SBR, the pocket what here? SBR, the pocket notes. SBR, the pocket notes. SBR, pocket notes. Yeah, they are highly summarized. And specifically here, I'm going to the topic of the day. The topic of the day. So the topic of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is known as management discussions. So management discussions, I will find this on page number 151. Page number 151. So page number 151, I would rather in this case here look for, yeah, like this one. So we are going straight away to management commentary. Management commentary, it will be easy for me just to come and do it that way. Management commentary. Enter. So management commentary. If you allow me, now that I've been able to introduce it practically, because I like going practical, all right, you'll be able to allow me to come here and just discuss this. So management commentary. Management commentary provides users with context through which to interpret the financial position, financial performance, and cash flows of an entity. Management commentary is not mandatory. However, the board has produced a practice statement that provides guidance when producing management commentary. Elements of management commentary. Management commentary should include, and this has been tested severally, Management commentary should include the nature of the business. We know from Martin Oduor's statement, the chairman of EABL, that theirs is a grass. No, it's grain to grass. We know the kind of business that they're doing. Management objectives, you saw him vehemently saying that they're really hoping for the very best, and they're depending on the strategies that the board has put down to ensure that they deliver results. So management objectives, and it's strategic for meeting them. The entities, resources, risks, you saw them talking about a lot about risks here, and relationships between the various stakeholders. The results of operations and prospects, key performance measures used by management to evaluate the entity's performance. So just a guideline. When, for example, you become a chairman of a board, and you're told in this case you have to do a management discussion, what are you supposed to talk about? Tell us in this case here your kind of business model. What are you doing? All right. You can tell us in this case here your management. Of course, you are three of you. You can't say everything there. Yeah. The management objectives and strategies for meeting this. The entity's resources, like now the people. All right. The risks involved. And of course, the relationships with your partners to be able to deliver. I mean, this beer, when you see beer on a bottle, there is quite a lot that has gone into place to be able to have that bottle at the restaurant. Yeah, there is a lot of, for example, transportation. So there are partnerships there, right? Then we have key performance measures. You'll be able to see like the CEO. The CEO will be looking at the key performance measures. All right. All right. So when we look at, for example, some past paper questions, you will easily be able to answer them given what I've been able to show you. Somebody wants me to share this book, I suppose. Yeah. Let me come here and share these pocket notes, and please keep them safe. Print them because you'll use them at your workplace. Print them. And ensure that you print them. And also, like the Kenya Breweries report, you must ensure that you go through it, the whole of it. AFR pocket notes. All right. So please confirm whether you've been able to see the pocket notes. Please confirm whether you've been able to see the pocket notes. Are you able to download that and then you send it to our group? Great. Thank you so much. All right, great. Which then takes me to the next section called what here? Integrated reporting from your syllabus. As I told you, integrated report is that holistic report, which tells its users how the report entity creates value in the short, medium, and long term. All right. So if it's a RCM, what is the business model? How do we make our money? We make our money through trainings. How do we, in this case here, create our value? Of course, through revenues that we generate. But for us to be able to generate this revenue, then there must be effective trainings. All right. So an integrated report tells its users how the reporting entity creates value in the short, medium, and long term. Value is conceptualized in terms of the capitals. We normally have what we call 6 capitals. Very, very common, 6 capitals. The integrated report framework identifies 6 capitals. The first capital is called financial. We have our manufactured capital, the buildings, etc. Those are manufactured capital, because you can't work without stores, without warehouses, without production plants. Manufactured capital. Then we have intellectual capital. We have human capital. All right. We have social and relationship capital. You know, for you to be able to succeed outside here, you need a lot of networking. So also for business, you must be working with partnerships. Don't be that kind of a business that does everything from A to Z. No, you must do A, B, partner with another person or people or company doing CD, and so forth. Then we have natural capital. They are the trees. The gold. If, for example, you're in a business of mining, all those things that are given to us by nature. All right. So financial, of course, we are looking at our cash resources, what we have at the bank. Manufactured capital, we are looking at the buildings. All right. We have intellectual capital, we are looking at our trademarks. All right. Copyrights. Human capital, we are looking at the people. Social and relationship, the social angle, the corporate social responsibility. Then you have natural capital. An integrated report should detail the impact that the reporting entity's business model has on the full range of capital. So the business model, for example, if we have RCM, we have generated this revenue, this profit. So do we have any retained earnings that will be able to form part of financial capital? Out of whatever profits we have, are we going to invest some of this in some property, plant, and equipment? Do we have anything that we have been able to, discover within that we need to trademark? Are we developing our human resources? How many out of our staff that we have, how many are we paying fees for? Social and relationship capital, what kind of partnerships do we have with others? Then we have natural capital. You may not be able to have all of them. An integrated report should detail the impact that the reporting entity's business model has on the full range of capitals. The content of an integrated report, this is the end of this. You master this, you'll be able to answer most of your CASNEB, AFR, integrated kind of questions that you have in your past papers. So the integrated report should have a whole section where they talk about performance. Should have a whole section where you tell us that, hey, we are not thieves. We are not terrorists. This is how we raise our money. And for us to increase our revenues and cut on our costs, we have our strategy. You must be able to give us your strategy. Go ahead and tell us the opportunities. For example, if it's RCM, RCM, we have a lot of opportunities outside here. For example, we have this new course called Certified Public Finance Manager. I can see lots of potential in that course, because it's like every government employee must do it. All right. People who are in HR in government, people who are in accounts in government, all right, they would want to do this CPFM. So if we tap onto that, then automatically we are going to grow our revenues, say by 10%. Currently, already we have students who have registered with us, CPFM. We have, ladies and gentlemen, so much. For example, we haven't even exploited, even 2%. We haven't exploited corporate trainings. All right. Yeah, somebody should be able to pass now these notes. Goretti, these notes must be in the group. These notes must be on WhatsApp, I believe. That's what we agreed with these ninjas. I put it here. Yeah, I'll return it. I just wanted you to see my face a little bit. I'll return it. Yeah. So you as the chairman, you as the CEO, you must be able to come and have like a whole page where you talk about opportunities. All right. You must come and have like a whole page where you talk about risks affecting you. Risks affecting you. All right. So if it's 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃𝐃, of course, ladies and gentlemen, they have they have projects in Kenya. They're doing business in Kenya, basically East African community. Among us, the risks they expect to have will be the foreign exchange risk. Like currently, we have Tanzania and Uganda. Their currencies are depreciating, not too much, but they're depreciating. That's a risk. So in this case here, there is a risk that you can produce so much alcohol and there is nobody who takes this alcohol because of what? Yeah, the consumer power, purchasing power may not be there. Because as life becomes very, very difficult, and it's going to become very, very difficult, I'm telling you. Some of us who have got an opportunity to travel, when you travel outside there, I mean, it's only in Africa and maybe France that we get so many people drinking just anyhowly. But otherwise in Europe, in the US currently, you will get people, even in Kenya, people have started doing exactly what people are doing outside there. That you don't have to go to a club and you take a whole brandy of 5,000. That you can go, for example, if it's Kiambu, you can go like you have your own car, somebody has something that you pull together your resources, get whatever you're buying, and then you go somewhere, although it's very, very, very bad practice. You go somewhere near some bush, and then you put your own music there. I don't know how they even get tables there. And then you start drinking because you want to cut costs. All right. So all these are risks. For example, if you have a restaurant, you're supposed to come and detail, say that we have noticed, and when I move around, I've been seeing that all over Kenya. We have noticed that so many people have started now having their own ways of drinking outside there. All right. We have noticed that so many guys have now bought into the idea of Air B&B. So then we are seeing a risk in the future that, unless we style up as restaurant owners, as hotel owners, unless we style up, these Airbnbs outside there will deny us, will take business from us. So when you talk of risks, you're looking at what is it that can kill you as an organization? And when you are a CFO or a CEO, these are things that you should be able to foresee. And then, of course, you put what here? You put stopgaps to ensure that at the end of the day, you are not closing. At the end of the day, what was supposed to kill you, now because you have known it in advance, you should be able to go over and above it and even become bigger as an entity. So in the integrated report, ladies and gentlemen, you must integrate, you must put together so many things. We have the governance. So the governance structure, you must tell us who is the chairman of the board, how many board members do you have? You must tell us, in this case here, who are those board members by their names. We want to know their qualifications, we want to know their experiences. When they retire, you have to tell us the governance, who is the CEO, the key management staff. You must tell us, how is this company being governed? How is this company being governed? Sorry. I don't want to ignore. I share the book. Okay. So let me come here. But somebody should be able to share this book really so that I avoid wasting time. Somebody should be able to share this book on WhatsApp. It will be easier for me. Please download it and then you share it on WhatsApp. And once you do that, please put thumbs up like this. I don't want to share it again. Please put up thumbs up like this. Put your thumbs up like this if you have been able to share it on WhatsApp. Oh, it is in the group. Great. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. It's in the group. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Then we have organizational overview. Tell us in this case here what breweries does. The year you commenced, like you saw them telling us, 100 years old, 100 years bold. The overview. Where do we start from? That history. All right. And where are we going? The future outlook. The future outlook. So these are really, these are the contents or the components. At times they ask for components of the integrated report just to see whether we are together, ladies and gentlemen. Amongst those components that I've discussed, which three will you never forget? Three components of an integrated report that you'll never forget. Three, because you'll be asked for three only. Performance. Albert, I'll be able to talk about that in a different session. Yeah, performance. Governance. Thank you very much, Faith. Governance. Planet. Are you sure? Elizabeth, are you sure? Components of integrated report. Opportunities and risks. Yes. Organizational overview. Future outlook. Future outlook. The strategy. Benjamin organizational overview. And if you go to your past papers, those things are there. Like CPA, Rono, I'm so sure these are the things you ignored. Remember, I did a very good video of this and I shared. And please ensure that you are attending all your classes. And when you attend these classes, you are participating. You must participate. You must participate, especially for the purpose of what here, you understanding deeply. You must participate by writing there, etc., etc. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I cross over to something different, are you able to remember any three capitals under integrated reporting? Are you able to remember any three capitals? Any three capitals? Ah, great, you guys are geniuses. Faith and Guru, human. Beatrice, human. Very good. Lambert, financial. Intellectual. Intellectual. Somebody must have forgotten manufactured. John, there is nothing like SCR. Don't mix these things. But fortunately, John, you have the book. I'm so sure you'll be able to look at it. So financial, intellectual, human, manufactured, natural, social and what here? Social and relationship. Natural, yes, like gold. Yeah, you must talk about them. All right, all right, all right. So then I would want us, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here to have a look at something here. Just a minute. Okay. Yeah, please also, if possible, ensure that you get hold of this EABL's integrated report and print it, and print it. So we have here the capitals. The capitals. So you realize in between here, they have spoken about capitals a lot. Yeah, they will talk about their capital, very, very important. Pioneer grain to glass, sustainability. I mean, if you have the time, you'll be able to read about this. Human capital. I want to get to where the capitals are. Yeah, you can see here, capital is impacted. Capital is impacted. So we have human capital, intellectual capital, social and relationship capital. So perhaps they never heard manufactured capital in the year, So human capital, I wish I would get where they are basically discussing each one of these pretty first. All right. Control C. All right. I want to show you also something that you guys need to be doing often so that you can be doing some of these things even on your own. Not this one, no. This one, I don't want this one, no. Yeah. Open AI. Start now. So for example, stay logged out. I can come here and mention there that under integrated report, there are 6 capitals. There are 6 capitals. There are 6 capitals. I want to know how the following impacted, EABL in 2023. In 2023. Full colon, Control V. Yeah, so I'll pick those 3: human capital, intellectual capital, social capital, and then you just query this ChatGPT and see whether it'll be able to have something for you. Yeah, so you can see it has finished. Yeah, so this is not too much. I'll be able to read this very fast. So you're saying here, ladies and gentlemen, in the context of integrated reporting, the 6 capitals refer to the resources and relationships that organizations use to create value over time. These include financial, manufactured, intellectual, human, social, relationship, and natural capitals. To understand how these capitals specifically impacted East African Breweries Limited in 2023, I will explore each one individually, focusing on human capital, intellectual capital, and the social and relationship capital. We start with human capital. So human capital, what do we have here? Just a moment. So human capital, human is about workforce. The workforce development. EPL has likely focused on building a resilient and skilled workforce to adapt to changing market dynamics. In 2023, this could include investments in employee training, leadership, development programs, and enhancing overall workforce diversity. Talent retention and attraction. The brewing industry remains competitive, and the EABL will need to prioritize attracting and retaining top talent. Factors like employees' well-being, compensation strategies, and promoting work-life balance could play a role in this. Health and safety initiatives, given the challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic, as well as general concerns about employee welfare, health and safety measures, would have been an important focus. EABL could have reinforced its health protocols for workers in manufacturing plants and offices. Impact of automation. EABL may have also embraced automation and new technology, reshaping workforce requirements and providing upskilling opportunities to employees to adjust to new systems. Intellectual capital, brand equity, and innovation. EABL is a leading beverage company in East Africa, and the intellectual property surrounding its brands and product innovation, such as new drinks, flavors, and packaging, would be crucial in maintaining its competitive edge in 2023. Investment in research and development, branding strategies, and marketing initiatives likely contributed to growth in intellectual capital. Technological innovation. Intellectual capital would have also been impacted by EABL's adoption of new technologies in production, distribution, and customer engagement. For instance, the use of digital tools and platforms to increase operational efficiency and improve customer experience would enhance its technological capital. Research and partnerships, collaborations with universities, research institutions, and other industry players for product innovation and improvement of brewing technologies would have also been part of this capital. But remember, we talk about intellectual capital. Yes, it has got those innovations, those research and development stuff. But most importantly, there is the copywriting, trademarking, so that now we can be able to value the increase in capital. Then we have social and relationship capital. How good were we to the community? How good were we to the community, surrounding community? Are we a social enterprise? Of course, profits are there, but we must be able to socialize and network. So social and relationship capital, community engagement. In 2023, 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃𝐾 may have continued or expanded its community investment programs. These programs might have included support for education, local businesses, and other social economic projects in the region it operates, such as Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Positive community relations are essential for brand loyalty and long-term sustainability. Supply chain relationships. Strong relationships with suppliers, distributors, and retail partners would have been a key factor in 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃's ability to maintain a smooth operation in 2023. I mean, they never worked alone. For example, they brought up in the supply chain DHL. All right. So we have corporate social responsibility. I think now with this, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to understand this concept of what here, the capitals. The concept of the capitals. Again, when you look at this particular report, ladies and gentlemen, there are things I would want you to appreciate from the word go. From the word go, there are things I would want you to appreciate from the word go. Later on, fortunately, I normally get very, very aggressive students. You know, I've taught very aggressive students like Joshua Oigara, the CEO, currently is at Stanbic. He used to be at KCB. He moved from KCB to Stanbic. Also as RCM, we moved our account there because of the personal relationship that I have with him. He was my student. I mean, I can tell you what those kind of guys did. Those are the kind of people who are very practical in their studies. Very, very practical. All right. So like, for example, you can see what these guys have here in light of the integrated framework, integrated reporting. They have our strategy. So strategic imperatives, strategic enablers, and it's so, so deep. They have something to do with corporate governance. They have this financial. If you go through all that, whatever we read in that integrated report will be found here. So if it's corporate governance, ladies and gentlemen, if you simply go with this, Control C, come here, Control V, you enter, you continue like that. Yeah. So you can see, for example, they have the 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃 overview. Very nice. 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃 overview. 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃 is the leading branded alcohol beverage business in East Africa. Since the inception of our flagship product, Tusker, over 100 years ago, 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐃 has grown through constant innovation to offer a wide and outstanding collection of brands that range from beer and spirits to adult non-alcoholic drinks, what they're calling ANADS, adult non-alcoholic drinks, reaffirming our standing as a total adult beverage company. We are proud of our achievement over the last century, and especially the impact we have generated among our people. Our expansive value chain is deeply intertwined within the tapestry of our communities, touching farmers, transporters, distributors, and retailers to people employed directly and indirectly because of our products. So we have our geographic footprint, we have our group corporate structure. I mean, so many things. And if I continue, ladies and gentlemen, with what I was searching here, the corporate governance, if I continue with this corporate governance, where is it? Corporate governance, it must be somewhere here. Must be somewhere here. It must be somewhere. Yeah, our leadership, board of directors. Yeah, so we have the CEO, this lady is doing very, very well, all right? We have these non-executive directors. You can see their ages. This lady is past retirement. So we have here, this guy is 57, is Mzungu, Mr. Dayalan. So give us their ages, very, very important, 42. You can see Martin Odur, that then it was 67, now he's 69. And then ensure that there is inclusivity. Put young people, put old people, disabled, put Rastamen, put Rastamen. We have Rispa Oaga, yeah, quite young lady. She's the CFO. Yeah. You can see these guys here, 51, 52. You can see there is a senior citizen here, Mr. Japhet Kato, 72 years, a Ugandan. He must be somebody who holds the Uganda market very, very strongly. You can see they're giving us board experiences, because you must have board experience. You must have board experience. So you can see all these guys here. We have one who is 59, Orai Okolo, 46. I'm not seeing any Rastaman around here. That's a joke. But I mean, it must be very inclusive. You can see men and women. Yeah. Under governance, you must also come and tell us like how many times each of these directors attended board meetings. If, for example, we were supposed to have like 6 board meetings in a year, and then we have somebody doing only 2, then that person is not eligible even for election next year. There must be some minimum threshold. There must be some minimum threshold. There is only one bite. Serengeti light. The only light with a bite. Corporate governance statement. These are things I expect you guys to go and do what here? To go and study on your own. On your own. So up to now, is everything clear, ladies and gentlemen? Are you able to pick things that you can easily use in your exams? Because again, you don't want, you don't have to cram things, no. No, it's about general understanding and have that practical aspect. Have the practical aspect. Once you have the practical aspect, then we are good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is but just one of our very, very initial sessions. Let me not pull through 2 hours. Yeah, we shall be able to, you know, so many guys are still coming. So many guys are still on the way coming. I think I've given you much more within this 1 hour. I believe everybody is getting out of this meeting empowered. That is topic number 6. Topic number 6, any new student who is around here, they need to join RCM, right? Yeah, so we charge 4,800 per paper. And if you want to join us, you call our school's number, 0719 525 000. 0719 525 000. There is a big, big advantage of being taught by people who are in the industry. For example, I was a CFO of one of the biggest companies in Sweden, all right, for a number of years, all right. So I was in charge of, I mean, this company was in 140 countries, 140 countries, called the AARO, ARO. So ARO is the one that provides, software to companies like EABL, Equity Bank. That's why I know a lot about EABL, all right. All right. So with that kind of experience, I'm so sure there are so many things you guys will be able to learn from us. Even on top of just learning, there are many, many things that you will be able to pick from us, which you can use to really rise in this great career. The breweries report. So the breweries report is here. There's a place they will want you to say your age. So please, when they ask for the age, don't shy away from telling them, Yeah. The course outline I've already shared, but I can share again here. Be checking your group. Be checking your WhatsApp group. These things are already in your WhatsApp group. So I've shared the syllabus there. You'll be able to look for AFR and work with the most recent syllabus, the 2024 syllabus. 2024 syllabus. CPFM is a great course, new course. which I would want you to do after you clear your CPA. That's why I'm adamant to talk about it now. After you clear your CPA, it will be very important for you to be among the first people to do this CPFM. It has got 2 levels, each level with 5 papers. If you move with speed, you'll be able to clear it within 2 terms, these 2 semesters. Yeah, 2 semesters, you're done with it. If you can do it among the very, very fast people, the better, because really the government is putting a lot of emphasis for the senior managers to now do CPFM. So even if you're just junior but working for government or intending to work for government in future, it's important that you get to do it. It's important that you get to do it. So again, assuming you came here just maybe you've cleared your CPA and you wanted to just hear from this Mwalimu, if you want to register for this CPFM, call this number of 0719 525 1000. Otherwise, it has been a pleasure hosting you guys today. I'll be meeting all of you again at 6 p.m. for advanced management accounting. Otherwise, from me to you, it's bye-bye and good afternoon.